Our first speaker is Rheid Schloss. He is an award-winning speaker that is very engaging with the audience. He is doing a competition this coming weekend, and he is presenting us with a speech called Follow the Light. Come on. Follow the Light, Rheid Schloss.
Rheid, can you share how long your speech should be?
5 to 7 minutes.
Thank you.
Sorry about that. Let me slide this forward just real quick.
Can I help you with that?
It's good.
Okay.
It was one of those perfect days. The sky was crystal blue and the sun was oh so warm, and there was that hint of pine in the air. And me and my machine, we were having way too much fun on the snow. But now it was getting dark and clouds were hanging low and threatening as a winter storm rapidly rolled in. Gene, our guide, had stopped our long line of snowmobiles at the edge of the trees and was trudging through the snow towards me. At 6'4" and 285, Gene was a large man, and his once happy and jovial face had all of a sudden turned serious and stern. And to this 16-year-old, man, he looked huge and intimidating. I just knew this couldn't be good. Well, feller, what we have here is what they call a whiteout. Well, I can't afford to have you getting yourself lost, so here's what I need you to do. See that red tail light on that snowmobile in front of you? Don't lose it. And no matter what happens, don't stop. Keep moving forward and you look for that light. Your life and the life of all those riders behind you depend on it. You got it? Good. Madam Toastmaster, fellow Toastmasters and guests, I swear that day the fear of God had a backwoods draw. Have you ever experienced that? Driving down a road and you enter some dense fog? This was different. A whiteout is really odd. It's like everything, even space and time, goes white. As my eyes tried to adjust to the whiteout, I could barely see the front of my snowmobile. And yet that wimpy side of my brain tried to reassure me, it's going to be okay, Rheid, just don't panic. Like that was reassuring. I found myself kind of mesmerized by the whiteness when all of a sudden I hear, hey, look for the light. And that's when I realized I couldn't see that red tail light in front of me. And instinctively, I hit the brakes. And then I heard Gene's voice. No matter what happens, don't stop. Keep moving forward and look for that light. Clearly, I have way too many voices playing in my head. Heart pounding, I realized that I couldn't tell if I'd stopped. I accelerated and I could feel movement, but I couldn't see movement. So I accelerated faster and faster. My brain screamed, slow down, slow down, slow down, you're going to crash. Seriously, don't you just want to tell your brain sometimes, shut up already? And all of a sudden I saw a flicker of red. Or was that my imagination? Then I saw it again. I accelerated faster and faster until I was within inches of that snowmobile in front of me. And that is where I stayed. Through that whiteout. That day, I learned one of the most important lessons of my life. If you are confronted by a whiteout, you don't stop. You keep moving forward and you look for that light until you find it. Have you experienced a whiteout in your life? Maybe the loss of a job, a divorce, a midlife crisis. The death of a loved one. Stress and setbacks and tragedies can all create feelings of disorientation and loss that make you want to stop. I know I've had to make that long drive home after being fired from a job. And me, in midlife crisis, I would love to drive one of those hot red Ferraris. The death of your wife, the love and light of your life, that's a whiteout. I know what it feels like to want to stop. Stop everything. But I'm so grateful for individuals who stepped into my life just when I thought that there wasn't a light out there to follow anymore. I'm sure you've experienced it too. You know those individuals who have this light about them? One of those lights in my life, she so tenderly asked me if I was ready to speak again. And seeing my hesitation, she grabbed my arm and said, I need to hear you speak again. Here, let me sign you up. Another of my friends, he hugged me and held me longer than 2 seconds. You know how that feels? Guys don't get into that type of stuff, though, and then he reassured me, said, Rheid, you still have important things to do on this earth. Now get to it. And then there was my image coach. Yes, I have an image consultant, and it's such a good thing because she told me everything that was good about me, and then she saw everything that was in my closet and said, stop wearing parachute pants, they went out of style in the 80s. In January of this year, I had that chance to take my children snowmobiling back to that very same place. Yes, the sky was crystal blue and the sun was oh so warm and there was that hint of pine in the air. But that day I experienced a different whiteout. I was eating a juicy hamburger with my guide for lunch and he turned to me and he said, Rheid, I'm a single dad, struggling to raise 3 children on my own, and every day I watch my son fight for his life against a genetic disease. Yeah, that's a whiteout. Every day, individuals like you and I are confronted by whiteouts. They're disoriented and lost, and some have even stopped. They need you. They need us. They need our light. The next time you see someone confronted by a whiteout, will you please encourage them to speak? Hug them longer than 2 seconds and reassure them that they still have important things to do on this earth. But most importantly, will you please remind them that their life and the lives of all those behind them depend on them not stopping, that they must keep moving forward and look for the light. Adam Toastmaster.